So I listened to a video yesterday by a man named Wade Taylor. Wade Taylor was started out in the Assemblies of God. Really spent his life pursuing the presence of God. And he talked about in the book of Psalms, there's a reference to what's called the secret of the stairs, and then there is what's called being in the cleft of the rock. And he mentioned the cleft of the rock being a place where you are held in a place by the love of God, by God himself, and you are unable to move and to function in the ways that you have in the past. And it means that God removes all of your ways of functioning, all the ways in which you used to move and to work and do things for God. And he mentioned that, and then I came across another video by Justin Paul Abraham, and he, interestingly enough, sorry about the video here, interestingly enough, he mentioned the same verse, and he mentioned the same cleft of the rock. And I guess what I want to share is that, you know, I've been in that place, and I think I may have been in that place for a few years, where you are being held in the cleft of the rock. And of course we know who the rock is. That rock is Christ. And in that place of being held in the cleft, everything around you is so restrictive and how should you put it, hindering to the way in which you used to function, that you have to completely surrender all that you are, all that you do, all of your failures, all of your strengths into the hand of God. And in surrendering all of these things into the hand of God, that is where you find rest. You find rest in the cleft of the rock. And a lot of times we like to run to what is familiar to us, whether that be the ways in which we have, you know, for me sometimes wasted my time, ways in which I have thought were ministry, ways in which I have attempted to fulfill what I perceive to be my own purpose for my life. And being in the cleft of the rock is a place where you have to let go of all of that, everything. And there is nothing anymore that you are looking to as a source of comfort, looking to as a source of worth. You know, we like to get our worth through the things that we do. And it really comes down to our intimacy with the Father himself. And I think that as a corporate structure of those who are following after God, that as many of us are in this place where God is calling us to a place of rest. In other words, resting and trusting and letting go of all these things that we have turned to either seek to find meaning or purpose, and simply resting in the love of the Father for us, resting in the fact that in the midst of all these things, we are fully loved, we are fully accepted, and we are fully received into the arms of God. And nothing that we can do or can't do is going to change any of that. None of our works, none of our attempts to try to establish something for ourselves is going to in any way change the way that the Father loves us, embraces us, knows us, and holds us. The problem is that we don't know that. And being in the cleft of the rock is about finding in the midst of that place, finding the reality of our union with the Father, and that in this place that we are one spirit with him, and that there is nothing that we can do, there's nothing that we can't do that is going to change our relationship with the Father. The real place that he's bringing us to is trust. Trusting and resting in God and his goodness, and that all things are going to work together for our good because we're in the love of God, because we have chosen to rest and to trust that all that is purposed for us, all that we have been created and incarnated and brought forth to be, is going to be fulfilled. So I want to encourage anyone who may be feeling like they're in the cleft of the rock, where they can't move to the right, they can't move to the left, they can't go anywhere, and that when they try to get out of that cleft, God is standing right there saying, "Here I am, and this is what we're here for, so that we can walk as one." This is Kristen Couchy. Thanks.